feel it's my time, think it's my year, I really feel it's my time, think it's my been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them in their hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my big dog, walking big talk, young veteran, living legend, bet I'm better than them. This is my ship, I'm a jacket like Letterman. Y'all better not let them in, they gon' rotate this, so I keep the pedaling. Started a chain, the cycle is heaven sent. This is from God, but I'm not your reverend, not in the pulpit. I'm a pit bull in this element, Said you gon' pull up, then settle it, I've been married to this hustle, this is my ring, watch out, step in it, And I ain't even got a yard, but I'ma get it here. Watch out, touchdown, pulling plans out the clutch. Everybody getting crushed, the cut down is for us now. Have to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my. Run it, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time, think it's my been ready. Used to hold myself back, my self-esteem been better. Gotta keep on chugging, ran through everything in front of me. Might smoke bed heavy, got a whole agenda. Can't aspire to get ahead, so bump that, it's no surrender. Got a dollar flipped up, I'm trying to get it in FT to get them in their hand and crypto. Learn how to fix that. I don't really hold out of books, but I'ma learn how to fix that. Some opportunities are never come unless you paying attention, so no, I can't miss that. Moving, MVP, I got the record, I might have to prove something. Big jumper worthy, they gon' have to retire my jersey early. Whole crew coming, had to work something, cause I had nothing in my pocket. Yeah, I did all that. Big plans, partners trying to make profits. Yeah, I did all that. Work, sweat, and tears breaking, even no ends. Yeah, I did all that. Had to make it happen. Putting hours in my practice, I did all that. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, I can't take no loss. Yeah, I don't even know what it costs. Yeah, I hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, hit the ground, then it go off. Yeah, run it. Ooh, I really feel it's my time, think it's my year. I really feel it's my time.
Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. He is Jason, the chosen one. I am Greg, a legend in my own mind and apparently the biggest Terence Crawford hater on earth. Hey. So let's start off, man, by giving the folks who support the channel their proper due. Rock Dog Interactive. If you need anything in regards to web design, logo design, anything technical in regards to what you're doing relative to your business, check out Rock Dog Interactive. Black Father Figures, that is the League of Legacy. I love the work that he's doing out here in the community for black fathers. And then finally, Nadaj Vodka, www.nadajvodka.com. Some of the best tasting vodka you will find. Got that kiwi taste to it, Jay. www.nadajvodka.com. Black owned, out of Jacksonville, Florida. You can find it in select stores in the Florida and South Georgia areas. All right, Jay. So let's jump into this. I want to jump into something that we didn't have relative to our topics, but that is Gervonta Tank Davis. So, Jay, Gervonta Tank Davis is going back and forth with our guy
Conor Ben.
Conor Ben. Yeah, I lost his name just that fast. Conor Ben. So Conor Ben, so they're going back and forth. You know, basically Tank is critical of Conor Ben and his performance yesterday versus Dobson. And, you know, of course, Conor Ben is going to respond to that. And it's not just Gervonta Davis who's critical of his performance, but it's also Errol Spence, who has been critical of the performance.
Everybody.
And so Gervonta Davis mentioned that if you give him just a week, Jay, 3 weeks and a weekend in the Turks, I think is what he said, that he'd go in there and basically tax that ass as it relates to Conor Ben. And Jay, I'm going to go ahead and give my opinion on this. And I know that this is not going to be an opinion that's very popular amongst the people that support this channel. I don't like this at all. I don't like Gervonta Davis talking about fighting Conor Ben. Why would Conor Ben be a good fight for Gervonta Davis?
He wouldn't.
We saw Conor Ben yesterday, Jay. We saw Conor Ben rehydrate all the way up to 170 pounds. And Gervonta Davis is saying, hey, just give me 3 weeks against him and a weekend in the Turks, and I'll go over there and tax him. And, of course, he's responding saying that, hey, Eddie sent him a DM so that they can possibly make the fight. Gervonta Davis is saying, I'll be waiting for it. So that feels like he is being serious. Dog. And this is where I go here, and this is why I think my opinion is about to change. Originally, I said, hey, you know, rehydration clause is fair because, you know, he rehydrates all the way up to 165 pounds, that being Devin Haney, or he being Devin Haney, who rehydrates up to so much. Jay, there should not be a rehydration clause, and it should be at 140 if they make the fight. Because if you're willing to fight Conor Ben, who rehydrated to 170, then you need to be willing to fight Devin Haney and allow him to rehydrate up to 165, which Tank has not said that he wouldn't allow for that to happen, right? But I was of the mindset, this is strictly speaking for myself, I was of the mindset it should be a rehydration clause. That's out the window now. And not only that, but a willingness to fight Conor Ben, then go ahead and fight Devin, dog. That's the fight that's going to get away from you sooner rather than later, because Devin's probably going to go up to 47 eventually and won't be able to make 40 anymore. So if we're saying this, if Tank is willing to scratch all that, I'm not feeling Conor Ben whatsoever. That has to go out the window, bruh. Your focus then needs to be on Devin Haney. Period. End of story. Like, if you're willing to fight him, then, man, forget all that. Call Devin or call Al, call Leonard, and have them reach out directly to Devin Haney's team and make that fight. That fight is going to be bigger. Tank is going to get the money that's going to, unless Devin is not willing to take a cut that would make sense for Tank. Outside of that, you should be initiating negotiations with that guy trying to make that fight. At least make the effort so that we can see that that's what you're trying to do. That's my opinion, Jay. I know a lot of people are not going to like that opinion, but that's my opinion. What's your thought?
Well, they're going to be surprised because everyone knows, especially Jerry, your favorite lender for life, swears I don't hold Tank feet to the fire. When I first saw this, when I sent it to you, I sent it to you. I didn't like it. I still don't like it. For one, Conor Ben brings no value to Tank. There's no reason for him to be calling out, unless Tank is just clowning. I hope he's just clowning, like when he was talking about he'll knock blood out in 5 rounds or 6 rounds, whatever. I'm hoping. But the fact that he kept going back and forth with it, with Conor Ben, I don't like it at all. Ben brings nothing to the table for him. Ben didn't look great yesterday, for one. 2, he's at 147. 3, Tank has several fighters in line ahead of Ben to get a fight with. Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, Frank Martin. Hell, you can go to 140. Teal, Matias. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. That bring better value to Tank than a Conor Ben. Also, to your point about the whole rehydration, You know, he rehydrated to 170.8. We were watching the fight yesterday, and we're in our Discord. If y'all haven't hit us up on the Discord, and we're talking about it. And we said, man, he rehydrated to 170.8. He outdid Devin. You know, and you're willing to fight this guy here, but not Devin. You know, so to your point, it shouldn't be a rehydration clause with a Devin fight now, especially if you're willing to fight this dude, unless you're trying to say he's going to need a rehydration clause again, which is not going to make sense because you're the one that's jumping up 2 weight classes to fight this dude up there. You know, so it wouldn't make sense. I don't like the way it looks. It looks bad. If he doesn't go back and fight a Devin, a Tszyu, a Matias, even a Shakur, who's at 135 with no rehydration clause, it's going to be a problem. It's going to look it's bad optics for him. He has nowhere to go, but now he has to fight a Devin with no rehydration clause, a Tszyu at 140, no rehydration clause, all those guys. You know, he controls the shot, so he needs to go ahead and make the call, but you can't be calling out a Conor Ben. Conor Ben didn't even mention his name after the fight. Conor Ben tweeted, he said, Haney, Eubanks Jr., Spence, Brook, and Barrios. So there's no reason for Tank to all of a sudden insert himself in this. Conor Ben is not a big name. If Conor Ben was a big name and you're trying to get that money and I want the next so I can get a bigger paycheck with this guy, that's cool. That's not the case with Conor Ben. Conor Ben hasn't looked good in forever. Hasn't had a knockout on him forever as well. You know, so I mean, I don't like it. Everyone knows I'm a big Tank fan. I can't support this type of stuff here. I'm not one to support stuff like this. Never have, never will be. So let it be known, Jason is not one that's supporting a Tank following or messing with a Conor Ben fight. If he fights Conor Ben next, I'm not going to be happy with that at all. Can't support that type of stuff with that. Not at all.
No, I agree. The only thing that I could chalk it up to is just Tank just talking shit. And I would have said that, you know, if he just said, you know, 1 or 2 things and just wrapped it up there. But, you know, whether he likes it or not, whether he was just playing or not, this is going to look like all this stuff ends up becoming news, Jay. It all ends up becoming news. Like you're going to see at some point today, Fight Hype put together one of their reels with music playing behind it, saying something to the effect of, you know, they're agreeing to the fight. And so this will be used as ammo against you in the future, or it's going to be used in a way to make you look bad versus Devin Haney, meaning, so you said this, but now you saying this with this guy, even if you didn't even actually say that. It was just things that were out there as a part of just the overall conversation. You know how this goes, Jay, because we have this channel. You can say one thing and people interpret it one way or get it from another channel or get it from somewhere else or a conversation here, and then all of a sudden they attribute all of that to something you said. So my thing is, I wouldn't have even gone there. I would have just said he looked shitty and call it a day. But those are my thoughts. So Jay, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what he ends up doing somewhere in the future if this ends up materializing. But we know that Tank currently has some things going on that he's going to have to resolve in and of itself. So we'll see. Any other thoughts on this?
Facts. No, I'm disappointed. I'm disappointed in this right here because it wasn't just he was just talking shit because he kept it going. He even tagged Eddie to hit him up. You know, I don't like the optic. I don't like this play at all. And I'm a Tank fan, but I'm also trying to be fair and balanced. I've always held his feet to the fire, and I'm still doing that, Jerry.
Yeah. All right, guys. So where do we go from here, Jay?
I mean, we can still stay on, you know, with Conor Ben a little bit more. He called out EJ. You know, EJ's one of the people he said he called out because EJ kind of poked him a little bit and someone said, Kevin Cunningham said, no one's watching the fight at 3 p.m., which I can understand that. And EJ was like, who fought? Then he said, exactly. Poking fun at Conor Ben. So Conor Ben said he said, fight me next and I'll close that other eye, you wanker. Funny. Conor Ben is just, I don't understand what some of the fighters are really talking about him, giving him, clicks when he's not relevant at 147. He really isn't. He has a ways to go. He still has that cloud. He wasn't found dirty. He still has that cloud over him. He needs time to get over that. He hasn't looked great in his last couple of fights. When we were watching the fight yesterday, he was getting popped. He gets popped like that by a Spence, by a Boots. He's going night-night. So, I mean, I don't like it, but I'm not mad at him. I respect him. He has to call people back out that call him out, and it's just helping him out. It's helping build his name in the States, in a sense right now. It's helping him for free. He's not having to do anything. He doesn't have a belt. He hasn't beaten anybody worthwhile. But yeah, I mean, so he calls out EJ. EJ hasn't responded yet. I don't think EJ will respond.
No, I don't think Spence is gonna respond to that. I mean, it really doesn't. Spence,
but he didn't call out Boots though.
Yeah, he called out. I mean, well, Boots gonna respond. But
he didn't. That's the name he didn't call out. He didn't call out Boots.
Oh, he didn't call out Boots.
He didn't. Boots' name was missing from that list.
Oh. Well,
because he said any other above next to Eddie. He said any other above next to Eddie Hearn, Haney, Eubanks Jr., Spence, Brooke, Barrios.
That makes sense. I was actually surprised when you said that because some people got upset about. This is what were they saying in the comment section that we didn't say anything about that he called out somebody. I'm like, I didn't see it. I didn't see who he called out. So I just stopped watching the fight. Like as soon as the fight was over, I was done. I didn't really wait around to see what his comments were. So I didn't hear who he said he wanted to fight, so forth and so on. But I don't know, man. EJ is not something in my opinion that's going to occur. So I mean. It is what it is. We'll see if Spence responds, but I don't think he's going to respond.
Nah. I mean, the next fight, I'm cool with the Devin if he were to fight Devin. I'm cool. I'm actually cool with that fight. I prefer to see Devin fight a Tszyu, a Matias, or a Tank. But if he's going to hop up to 147, go ahead and take out Conor Ben. He's not much of a name. Not much of a threat, honestly, in my opinion, after watching the last couple of fights of Conor Ben and knowing what Devin does have in his repertoire. It'll be a good name on his little resume to get it at 147. So he said he's already fought somebody at 147. He can move on from there. But that's about all I got for Devin and Ben. I want Devin to fight other fighters, though.
Yeah, I virtually feel the same. So, Jay, I want to pause right here and say we got 48 people in the building. And how many, man, this new view makes it real hard for me to see how many likes. So I don't know how many likes we got it, but if you haven't had the opportunity to smash that like button, please do so right now. We got actually 53 people in the building right now. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media. We're always dropping boxing related content on a daily basis. So become a subscriber. And if you are a subscriber for $2.99 a month, you can become a member. A member just supports the channel. Of course, it takes dollars in order to run a channel like this. And so your support is greatly appreciated. $2.99 per month. Think about becoming a member. There are some perks associated with that. So just think about it. And also, if you haven't had the chance yet, you should join our Discord. We're always talking boxing in there as well. So feel free to reach out for the link to the Discord. Now, Jay, I actually want to transition to something that is a little bit more lighthearted. And it is about a poll that I dropped earlier today. And let me see if I can find this poll actually very quickly. It's so interesting how people view things and how it can be viewed in, I guess, multiple ways. So the poll from today, Jay, was: does Greg from AM Sports Media hate Terence Crawford? And the options were: yep, straight hater, hates a little, hate but allows pushback from fans, AM lets everyone have a say. Now, so far, Jay, this poll has gotten 1,300 views. And so far, and I'm assuming that it's going to remain this way, 63% of people believe that I am a straight hater. 11% of people believe that I hate a little. 6% hates but allows pushback from the fans. And 20% AM lets everyone have a say. So, Jay, it is official. You are what the people think you are. I am a Terence Crawford hater. It's interesting that certain people selected that, and if you haven't had a chance yet and you are either in the live stream right now or you are watching this as a replay, go check it out and go vote. So Jay, what I thought was interesting, specifically about some of the stuff that was said in the actual comment section, is that, yep, straight hater. And the thing about it is the fact that I was willing to put out a poll like this, Jay, and it's a lighthearted poll because, sometimes you just want to do something a little bit different. But the fact that I was willing to put out a poll with 3 of the options that state I am a hater, whether it's a little bit of a hater, a straight hater but allows pushback, demonstrates that the answer is actually number 4. AM lets everyone have a say. Because I could have easily not have done this poll, Jay. And the fact that I know that 1,300 people, and I felt that this poll would probably get a lot of votes, and knowing that it would get a lot of votes where 3 of the option was that I was a hater, and that so the likelihood that the percentage would say that I'm a hater is high, shows that we want people's feedback and want people to have the opportunity to say what it is that they want to say. But they didn't even get that. That didn't even register for a lot of people. Coincidentally, I found out as well that we hate Devin Haney. So that's interesting. We've said that Devin Haney beat Lomachenko. We said he looked masterful against Regis Prograis. But Prograis was a 3-1 underdog for a reason. We said that Bill Haney has moved in a way that we respect because it's strategic and smart in terms of guiding the career of Devin Haney. He's being strategic. He's matchmaking, and that's what all of those promoters do. And he's doing it very well. But somehow, because we're saying that he's the B-side to Gervonta Davis, and he has to accept that, because those are the only things that we've said about Devin Haney that has not been in Devin Haney's favor, that makes us haters. So it's just so interesting, Jay, how that stuff works, isn't it?
It's crazy because it's like we did a video and we're talking about Devin and Tank, and 1 minute we call Devin haters, then we call Tank haters in the same video. It's like we've said Devin has the best resume at 140 and at 135 being undisputed. We said what Devin did was some G shit. He bet on himself. We also gave Devin praise for beating Regis, who was tailor-made for him, but he handled it like a G. So I don't understand how we hate Devin or you hate Devin. I don't understand fully how you hate Bud or I hate Bud as well. When we do give Bud credit, we felt Spence was a better fighter at the time. Spence got beat, got dominated by Bud. We gave Bud all the credit in the world. You still throw shots. We throw shots, or you throw shots more than I do at Bud from time to time, just having fun. But even with a Canelo fight, you said, who you going, Greg, matter of fact, I ask you right now, who you going for if Canelo was to fight Bud?
Say that again?
Who you going for if Canelo was to fight, get the Bud fight, or get the Canelo fight? Bud and Canelo. Who you got?
Canelo. I want him to kick his ass now. I'm a hater, remember? No. Dude, I've said this multiple times that I would be supporting Terence Crawford if he were to fight Canelo.
Yeah. But people don't hear that. People don't see that at all. I mean, it is what it is. I've always thought we've always been one to give people their chance to speak on here, share their opinion, whether they agree or disagree with us, because it helps build a boxing community, and that's what we need, and that's what we want to see. It's a boxing community. All opinions are welcome. Especially as long as you're not being disrespectful, but it's all good. I mean, people say all types of stuff that I was hating on. Now, they say I hate Canelo. That's close. I hate the way he moved. I've told people this before on this channel beforehand. I hate the way Canelo moved. I didn't like him going that European diet and avoiding fighters right here at the time. Now people have this little narrative out there. Well, he's fighting black fighters. He fought Jermall Charlo. I ain't asked for that shit. That wasn't the fight we needed. That wasn't the fight anyone asked for. The fight we've been asking for the longest has been Benavidez versus Canelo. That's why I stay on Canelo head like that and keep my foot on his neck, because he's not giving us the fight that we want. So if I'm a hater of Canelo, that's cool. That might be the next bull. Does Jason hate Canelo? Doesn't matter.
Dog. Yeah, I don't like Canelo. I readily admit that. Dog, it's crazy how you say something and people interpret it one way because of their fandom and the fact that they are a sycophant for a particular fighter. Multiple people in the comment section mentioned that we said that Devin Haney ducked Teofimo Lopez and Gervonta Davis, and I said, dog, go find the video where we said that and just give me the timestamp where we said that, because I know we've never said that. And then they go around and around using their own logic and interpretation as justification, as though it's facts in what they're saying. And it's like, all you got to do, all of our videos are labeled, so you know which videos we talked about Devin Haney. And go find a video where we said that he ducked either of those fighters. We've never said that. We've never said Errol Spence ducked Crawford or Crawford ducked Errol Spence, because we don't talk in ducking terms. The only person that we've said that we feel is a duck right now is Canelo Alvarez. That is it. So people create these narratives based off of, comments that you said, things they've heard from other channels, but don't quite remember where they got it from, and then they attribute it to what you said. Other conversations that they've had in the chats or in the comment section of your videos, that then all of a sudden in their brains they process that and then attribute it to something that you said. People don't even realize that they do those things, right? I don't feel that I'm a Terence Crawford hater. I've said on multiple occasions that he's the number one pound for pound fighter in the sport. People like to point to the video of us breaking down his opponents. That's hate, trying to say that he wasn't as good. No, if you actually listen to that video from beginning to end, you'll hear at the end where the commentator actually says that that they'll get the opportunity to prove it in the ring, and that the fight is a very close fight. People that actually follow the channel would know that we have been saying for the longest that it was a 50-50 fight, but then you'll hear people come in the comment section saying we said that Bud had absolutely no freaking chance whatsoever. And they don't even realize that they do this stuff. So I struggle to process it, Jay, because my mind works in a specific way. And I dropped a short today where I talked about, do I hate Terence Crawford? I don't hate Terence Crawford. I said I hate you. I hate his fans. I hate his sycophant fans. That's who I hate you, not Crawford, you. At the end of the day, I look at Crawford and I say, and somebody put it perfectly in the comment section on the poll, and I thought this was a masterful job, even though I didn't agree with everything. He said, you don't like his decisions, which is true. I don't like his base and his brands, which is true. I don't like his base. I don't like his brand. I don't like his decisions. Those things are all true. I readily admit that. And I tell people that all the time. If you call me out on something and it's true, I'll tell you it's true, or I tell you it's not true. But I told him, Jay, I said, listen, he said, what did he say? That I don't want him to have success. And I said, no, that's not true, because then that implies that I have a certain level of animus towards Terence Crawford, which I don't. I don't have any animus towards Terence Crawford. How quickly we forget during fight week, Jay, where I was the one that said, go buy Aquabug gear as well, because I want both of these gentlemen to be and remain rich. But yet I hate Terence Crawford. I respect Terence Crawford as a family man, because I'm a family man. I respect Terence Crawford as as a man who's financially fiscally responsible, because I am as well. So those are things that resonate with me about Terence Crawford. And then lately on Twitter, with Ray Jack interacted with him, he's shown a part of his personality that I like. But so all that to say, Jay, I hate binary positions and arguments. By binary, I mean black and white, because there's nothing that's just 100% black or white. There's not a position where it's just like you either hate them or you don't. Like, everything is complex. Positions are complex, and people that can only think through binary terms, I struggle with. So that's my rant, dog. That's my rant on that.
So I see some people in here. So this kind of brings us to one of our topics with Canelo, with potentially rumors about Canelo facing Jermall, Charlo, and then Bud in September. People swear that we're hating. We don't want to see Bud beat Canelo or fight Canelo because it's gonna make Bud be a legendary or whatever. I was like, that's not it. My whole thing with Canelo,
that is it. That's it for me.
Benavidez.
No, that's it for me though, Jay. No, you putting words in my mouth. That's it. I don't want him to. I don't want him to be Canelo Alvarez. I don't want him to be ranked as the greatest fighter of all time. I do want him to get paid, but I don't want him to reach any of those accolades. And that's because I feel that Floyd Mayweather is the greatest fighter of all time. And because of what I just recently said, which is I hate his brand and I hate his fan base. So there you go. There you go. Now, is that keeping it real?
Anyway, I mean, but the deal with me as far as Bud and Canelo, I don't like him going up three weight classes, for one. Skill for skill, I have Bud hands down, skill for skill. I just think going up 3 weight classes, and Canelo's not an easy task. Canelo's never been really hurt. Only time I seen him hurt, I believe, was when he got wobbled by Miguel Cotto's brother, like 10 years ago, over 10 years ago. Mm-hmm. Outside of that, Canelo is very freaking durable, and he hits like a Mack truck for the most part.
Yep.
So those are things I think is going to be a problem for Bud. That's my problem with that. Also, there's another man at his own weight class at 168 that's deserving of that fight, which is David Benavidez. I don't like him being ducked or pushed over for nobody. And now, if this is the case that he might be fighting Jermall Charlo first in May, and then Bud later, that's even worse. He's getting ducked over twice when he's the most deserving at that weight class. So I'm not cool with that. Now, if he were to fight Benavidez in May, then fight Bud in September, I really wouldn't have a problem with that right there, because he would have satisfied fighting his mandatory and the person that's most deserving of a fight with Canelo Alvarez, which is David Benavidez. I wouldn't have a problem with that, but that doesn't seem like the way he's trying to go. And I'm not cool with that. For one, Jermall hadn't fought in like almost 3 years, fought Jose Benavidez Jr., looked kind of sluggish in that fight. He's never fought at 168 before. Couldn't even make the weight class at 160 where he's a champion at still. So what's the point of him going and getting a fight with Canelo? Just like Jermall Charlo didn't deserve to fight with Canelo neither last year. That undisputed versus undisputed, that was just marketing. He didn't deserve to fight neither. And if Maul hadn't had his own issues outside the ring, he still wouldn't deserve to fight last year because he hadn't fought in 2 years. Give the man that's deserving of the fight. And it's going to be a big-ass fight. That fight will sell between David Benavidez and Canelo Alvarez. That happened in May. Then Canelo circles back and fights Bud in September. I'm okay. You won't hear shit from me. But with this right here, Maul then Bud, nah, miss me with that. Miss me with that. That's my problem with Canelo, the way he moves. That right there.
So in all seriousness, everybody knows that I have not favored Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez. For a lot of the reasons why you just outlined. You got a fighter moving up 3 weight classes. And I think there's weight classes for a reason. I think Crawford will find it difficult to hurt Canelo. But to the point that you made, I think Crawford is more skilled than Canelo. I just think that people put too much weight in how Floyd was able to handle Canelo, and then they believe that Crawford is just as skilled and will be able to handle him in this exact same weight, when in reality, Crawford has a completely different style from Floyd, and I think that is a false equivalency. But Crawford was on his Twitter last night, Jay, and he made a comment that I thought was very interesting, and I don't know if I disagree anymore. Crawford said that Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Crawford is the biggest fight in boxing, and we need to accept it. And I sat there and I thought about it, dog, and I'm like, man, he actually might be right. And I want to make sure that I'm clear on this. Biggest is relative. Biggest is relative, Jay. So being the biggest fight in boxing currently doesn't necessarily mean that it's a profitable fight for all sides if the fighters are asking for a certain amount of money. And we know Terence Crawford would expect a certain amount of money, and Canelo Alvarez has a guarantee. Now, Crawford and his team, they say that it's more so about the legacy. So maybe the amount of money that they're willing to take will be a little bit less in order to prove the legacy. I have no idea, but they're making a statement that it's all about legacy. So I'm going to take what they have to say on face value. But man, I think the fight that I would personally want to see is David Benavidez versus Terence Crawford, because I feel like Benavidez is the individual that is waited his turn. I think that fight would also be big from a name recognition perspective, and then from a competitive perspective, and then just because they're both from the Mexican community. So I would like to see that fight. I think that fight would be big as well. But Terence Crawford, his name recognition right now is probably such that it would be the biggest name that Canelo could get right now. Doesn't mean that it's a profitable fight. Doesn't mean that it will make Canelo any more money, because I'm not sure about that at this point. I think they would have to sell quite high, or Terence Crawford would need to be willing to take a certain amount of money that would make it upside for Canelo and for the event to be profitable. So it's interesting, man. But there is no hate in regards to Crawford getting the fight. If he gets the fight, he gets the fight. If he gets the fight, I will be pulling for him to win the fight. You will never see me rooting against Terence Crawford in favor of Canelo Alvarez. Not gonna happen.
Yeah, I hear you on that. I mean, for me, it's not about Bud. I don't want Bud to get the fight with Canelo. I want a different fight with Canelo first.
Yep.
That's what I want. This ain't nothing against Bud. If you notice, I've said I don't want Bud getting the fight. I don't want Mel, Maul, anyone else but David getting the fight. So this ain't nothing but against Bud. You know, Bud's going to get his money no matter what. Whoever he fights next, you know, he still potentially has a rematch with Spence. You know, we don't know where that's going on right now. That's been, I guess, being up and down as far as rumor mill has been going about that. So I mean, he still has that situation still has to be settled first and foremost. Then he can move on and go from there. Now, if he stays at 147, he needs to fight Boots. Again, if he stays at 147, he needs to fight Boots. But anything else, he can fight whoever the hell he wants. You know, I was hoping he would go to 154 if he wasn't going to get the rematch with Spence. I was hoping he would go to 154, be able to go to 154 and fight Tszyu. That way he could get a belt and then try to get his undisputed at 154 easier that way. That makes more sense, just moving up one weight class, because he's already talking about it was a little bit tough for him making 147. That makes more sense to me. But we know Tszyu is on to other things with Keith Thurman. So no, I don't want Bud getting a fight before David Benavidez at 168.
I don't disagree. Hey man, I need to step away and go to the bathroom. Boy, there's water running through me. But you go ahead and start the next topic. I will be back.
Bet. So y'all, there's like I was talking about earlier, there's rumors about EJ and Bud rematch either done or still going. So it's gonna be crazy how that goes. So EJ, we know, had cataract surgery earlier this month, which was kind of weird that he waited so long, but we don't know the details of it on that. But for Bud, if Bud is able to get out of this, because we know this fight was supposed to happen last year in December. If Bud gets able to get out of this, he can move wherever he wants. Right now, that fight with Tszyu was taken off the table. So now we got to see what he's going to do next. What he does next. I don't think he stays at 147. For one, he doesn't want to fight Boots, not because he's scared of Boots, because Boots doesn't have the name to help build that money for him, which I get that. As far as stylistically and a competitiveness fight, if he stays at 147, I would love to see that fight. And I do favor Bud in that fight. I still favor Bud in that fight over Boots, yes. So it's not that I'm hating on Bud. I just want to see that fight because I think it'd be an awesome fight between those two fighters right there. So, I mean, other than Boots, his options are limited because if the rumor is still going true about Canelo fighting Jermall in May, Bud's not going to sit around till September to fight Canelo. I just don't see Bud doing that. Bud's always been more or less like an active fighter. He's not one to sit around and wait forever. Doesn't matter. He is not interested in any fights at 147 right now. Exactly, JR, with the boxing source. That's the problem with that. So if he's not going to fight today at 147, he could go ahead and vacate those belts. Let 147 start moving on their own. And then he can start looking at 154. Hell, he can even retire if he really wants to. Bud has nothing left to prove. He really doesn't. Not at all. So, I mean, his options are getting more and more limited, which sucks for him because I want that Tszyu fight for him. I want that because he would have smashed Tszyu, in my opinion, on that. Some people are thinking Tszyu is the best thing since sliced bread just because of what he's been looking, which he's been very active. He's been looking good, but Bud's on a different level than Tszyu. Tszyu is too slow of foot for him. I think Bud would definitely get rid of Tszyu. Tszyu's a tough fighter, but he'll Bud to handle that. But we just got to see what that whole EJ Bud rematch clause, how that goes. So if that goes to the point where EJ's like, hey, I'm exercising, I'm healthy now, I'm ready to fight in April, May, June, whatever, then that's what Bud's going to be next. And I don't see Bud probably turning around for the next one in September, that's soon, if they fight in June.
Yeah, I mean, there was that report that was out there. I don't know if that's what you were talking about from Dan Raphael, but Terence Crawford is really supposed to be up for the opportunity to face Canelo Alvarez in September. But was that what you were talking about, or what were you talking about?
I was talking about options basically for Bud.
Okay.
I wonder because Tszyu is out of the picture now.
Yeah, I don't know where he goes from here, man, because I mean, he's going to need to get in. If the rumors are true from Dan Raphael that he's going to be the option for Canelo Alvarez in September, then that's a long time. I mean, that would mean he would be out of the ring for over a year. So that can't be what he's going to do, right? So I don't know what his options are now. We had Jake Donovan on last week, and he mentioned that if you would have asked him, I guess maybe like a week or so ago, that he would have said that fight was going to happen, that fight being the fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence. But I don't know what's going to happen right now. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what ends up happening for Terence Crawford. Oh, Alexander Wilson with the $5. Hearn yesterday said he was told that Boots is fighting Barrios next, which will happen in the spring. That's thank you. I had not heard that from anyone. Well, correction. We had heard Barrios' name, but there was nothing official on that, or I hadn't gotten that from a really good source. But what were you about to say, Jay?
Yeah. No, that's basically what I was about to say. But yeah, again, it's Eddie.
yeah, it's Eddie.
It's Eddie Hearn. So it's hard for me to go along with that fully, but I'm fine with that fight. So if that's out and we know Bud, I doubt Bud stays at 147 anyway. Bud's going to be on the shelf for a little while unless he fights Spence. That'd be as soon as he could fight someone more than likely that's worthwhile. That's going to get paid. I mean, he's going to get paid for that Spence fight. Just like he would for a Canelo fight. But out of those two, if he's looking to get that level of money, ain't no other fighter available for him.
I don't think that level of money is available for him anymore with an Errol Spence rematch, my personal opinion. But Jay, where you want to go from here?
So since we kind of I talked about Tszyu a little bit. So he's fighting one time, Keith Thurman.
Yeah,
March 30th.
Yeah.
At 155, not for the 154, not for the belt. At a catch weight of 155. Thurman's moving up for the first time out of 147. He fought higher, I believe, at 155, 154 maybe like his first or second fight, and that was it. He ain't been that high since then. But we know he's been heavier ever since he's been on this little sabbatical from boxing. He's had some kids, and he's gained some of the pregnancy weight that his wife was carrying as well. We saw he's been having some fat camps. He's been injured from time to time, but he still has the knowledge, the IQ. It's just going to be an interesting fight to see how it is coming up in weight, fighting someone that's a hard puncher like Tszyu is going to how he's going to deal with that, and see if his stamina is going to be there. So I mean, do you think Thurman has bitten off more than he can chew with fighting Tszyu? Not necessarily that he's going to win, but do you think this is going to be like a domination? He's going to get dominated and get knocked out of there like 2 rounds?
No, I don't think so. I'm not going to give an opinion right now. I'm going to wait till a little bit further along before I break down what the fight is going to be. But Keith Thurman, when you think about him stylistically, should be a matchup problem for Tszyu, right? The movement, the hand speed, the quick in and out movements, the ability to counterpunch should all be issues for somebody like Tszyu, who is somewhat flat-footed and not the fastest guy on earth, right? So, I would favor that style versus Tszyu style. However, Keith, being that he's 35 years old, Tszyu is what, 27, 28, something like that?
I don't believe.
And then being that he's been out of the ring for so long, and we've seen what has happened to guys who have been out of the ring for a substantial amount of time in their latest fights. We saw what happened with Wilder. We saw what happened with Spence. So being out of the ring for a considerable amount of time, or an extended amount of time, will certainly cause you issues once you get back in the ring, if you're getting in the ring with a world-class fighter. So all of these things would suggest that it's possible that Keith Thurman is bitten off more than he can chew. But just if you look at it purely stylistically, Keith should give him trouble, unless, of course, he's able to pin Keith against a rope at any moment and land something to Keith's body, in which case I would probably say Keith will probably crumble because he doesn't take it well to the body. But outside of that, his style honestly should give Tszyu problems.
I think so too. I mean, the fight I really wanted for Keith was the Stanionis fight, because they both had been off some time, and I thought it would have been a good matchup for them, more equally matched up for the two of them. I also think Keith can give Tszyu some issues just by having such a high boxing IQ. I just don't know how long he can last being out of the ring for so long. And we know that body work is something that Keith can't take. Yeah, he's always notoriously had an issue with that. So a shout out to Ian Demas for the 1999. We appreciate that. Benavidez deserves it, and I strongly believe people would rather pay for a fight that Canelo has a good chance to lose over a fight where he has a big weight advantage. Maybe I'm weird, but Benavidez versus Canelo is bigger. I totally agree with that.
Agree.
Plus,
totally agree.
Benavidez been at Mendel for 2 years. He's overdone with that.
Yeah, Demas, appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Tszyu is 1,100 favorite. Tszyu is an 1,100. Damn.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm placing a bet.
Placing a bet that what's going to happen?
I'm gonna place a bet on Keith. With odds like that, I'll put $25. I'm gonna be good. I can lose a little stinking $25.
Yeah, I got to see what that would net me. It'll probably get closer when they get closer to fight night, but man, that's crazy. That's crazy. Let's pause right here, Jay, real quickly. We got 98 people in the building. Jason, I don't know how many likes do we have, man? Why can't I see the freaking likes, dog?
Yeah, I can't see it neither.
Like, what are they doing here? Like, they've changed the way that this thing works. We got 97. Okay, now I can see it. We got 103 people in the building, 38 likes. If you haven't had the opportunity yet, guys, please smash the like button so that other people can find this particular content. And if you're new to the channel, this is the Angry Man Podcast and Sports Media, where we're always dropping boxing-related content on a daily basis. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I've already seen a number of people already has hit the subscribe button. And then also, If you are a subscriber, then please consider becoming a member. It's $2.99 a month. It does support the channel, and it allows us to continue to bring you this content, because at the end of the day, you know, these channels, boy, they take some money to run, don't they? At least at a quality level, they do. I mean, if you just turn on your camera and record, then yeah, it's very cheap. But yeah, it takes a little bit of money if you want to do it with some quality. So please consider becoming a member of the channel, supporting the channel. All right, Jay, where do you want to go from here? Let me see what you can't see the likes because all the hate in your heart.
Of course, Jason, we were going to come with a little zinger there. So let's just say on Tszyu and Keith Thurman. So your favorite journalist, former fighter, personality, Tim Bradley. He rips the PBC for allowing the Thurman versus Tszyu fight, saying it's a horrible matchup. Keith is being gifted this fight, which I didn't understand that verbiage on that at all. But he said it's a horrible mismatch, and Keith is going to get stopped by a body shot. What's your thoughts on him? He said he ain't buying it. No one should support anything of that nature there. What's your thoughts on Mr. Tim?
Yo, man, Tim Bradley. And let me first and foremost start by saying that I have respect for Tim Bradley. I don't want people to think that my takes of Tim Bradley have anything to do with me and how I feel about Tim Bradley as a person, because apparently everything that I say get misconstrued. But Tim Bradley, I respect him as a fighter. I respect his opinion as an analyst, and I respect the opinion of everybody that comes on the channel and has an opinion that is respectful to others. With that being said, when you think about Tim Bradley and the fact that he's currently with ESPN, which I deem as the competition to PBC in regards to control of the sport of boxing, then when you make these types of statements, they become disingenuous, or at least have the appearance of being disingenuous, because at the end of the day, you have the opportunity to also criticize the platform that you're on, yet we don't hear you criticize that platform. Top Rank has put on some cards, and we've seen some fighters on Top Rank that have not performed to the level that was expected. And we didn't hear that same level of pushback from Tim Bradley. So when you do that from a position of, hey, really, you're supposed to be an analyst. Yo, be an analyst, because you're like when ProBox does that, Jay, that's perfectly fine that ProBox is doing that, because ProBox isn't PBC, ProBox isn't ESPN or Top Rank. ProBox is ProBox. So you're giving your genuine opinion, and it's not influenced by any platform, anyone who's writing your checks, none of that. That's the reason why I've seen somebody in the comment section saying that, Jay, we make our money based off of hate for this fighter or that fighter, which would suggest that we're getting paid by somebody that is related to those fighters, which we don't make no money from anybody other than the people that support the channel, who are members of the channel, who gives us super thanks and super chats, and the ad revenue that you get from YouTube. So that's it. So I just wanted to make that clear. But when you're in a situation where, you know, you are having a check written by the people that you support, therefore you're not critical of them, but then you're criticizing the others, who it's disingenuous, right? It's biased, but the way that you project it is as though you're reporting facts, that you are an unbiased person. Listen, if you want to be a personality, then be a personality. If you want to be an analyst, then be an analyst. But you can't be both. And that's what I keep trying to explain to people on here. I've seen somebody yesterday in the comment section saying, if you guys want to be taken seriously as journalists, I'm not a damn journalist. I never have. I've never been a journalist. I've never pretended to be a journalist. I'm not a journalist. Jake Donovan, who comes and frequents the show, he's a journalist. That's why we bring him on, to have him ask, or for you guys to ask him questions, and for him to give a balanced response. Jason and I, we're just YouTube personalities that give our opinion on boxing based on facts that we've been able to gather, and then we try to create a community for people to come on and debate their position. That's all we are. We're not journalists, right? Mm-hmm. But Tim Bradley wants to be both a personality and he wants to be an analyst, and that's a problem, and that's the reason why I have an issue with him. And then I mentioned this in the video that we did, but You have an issue. You advocate for Terence Crawford to move up 3 weight classes, right? Yet you specifically call out that Keith Thurman is moving up 1 weight class, and you have an issue with Keith Thurman moving up 1 weight class to get an opportunity, saying it is a gift of Keith Thurman. Yet Terence Crawford has never fought above 147 and advocate for him to have the opportunity to move up and face Canelo Alvarez when he's never done anything at 168 and skip Benavidez. I'm sorry, that is not Terence Crawford hate. That just simply doesn't make sense.
Yeah, man, it's just. Also, he didn't have a problem with them sacrificing Jose Pedraza to Keyshawn Davis. Jose Pedraza is coming down from fighting at 140. He hasn't fought at 135 since 2019. He's coming off of 2 losses and a draw. But you're going to bring this guy who's 30, I believe Jose Pedraza is 35 now. He ain't the dude that fought Loma. He ain't the dude that fought Tank. You know, you don't say nothing about that. You're quiet the way Top Rank did Shakur with the whole Loma thing when Loma lost to Devin. You're quiet on that. I just want you to keep the same energy. When wrong is wrong. I don't care where it's at. And no, Tszyu and Keith Thurman, that's not the fight we asked for. Not at all. I've already said I want to see Bud versus Tim if Bud wasn't going to have a rematch with EJ. That's the fight I wanted to see there. I don't care who you are. I still don't agree with nobody saying that Bud should just jump up to 168 to fight Canelo right now. I just 3 weight classes. I just see it too much.
I want to respond to my guy, Team Gill 1. What's up, Team Gill? Team Gill actually has my personal phone number. We exchange texts from time to time. So I definitely want to acknowledge what he had to say. Did you say this when Charlo 154 got a shot? And the answer to that, Team Gill, is no, we didn't. But when you get the opportunity to see what happens when a fighter moves up 2 weight classes, then why would you repeat that mistake again? That's number 1. And then number 2, what does that statement have to do with advocating for a fighter moving up 3 weight classes, but then criticizing a fighter moving up 1 weight class? See, those 2 things don't go together. Your statement doesn't have anything to do with that position. So just wanted to make that clear. Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah. Also, quick shout out, None Your Biz. Appreciate the $4.99. Jay and Greg. Not trying to change the subject too much, but while it's on my mind, why in the world does Conor Ben think he can beat EJ? Delusional or not? He's delusional because he thinks he can beat a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean, boxers supposed to think this beat anybody, but he's been calling out some people for a while now. And EJ, whether it's this version of EJ or EJ before Bud, he's not beating that EJ at all, in my opinion. He's not beating a lot of top 40, a lot of fighters at 147s. Virgil Ortiz, although he's at 154, he wasn't going to beat Virgil. He's not going to beat Boots. It's not happening. So
I agree.
Yeah, just want to shout out.
I agree. I don't disagree with anything you said right there. What else do we have? Do we have some other topics? I feel like we do, Jay.
Yeah.
I feel like we got some other topics, man. We got to cover.
We do. So kind of speaking of fair and foul. Fundora's getting a title shot coming off a KO loss. I'm not down with that neither. He can be fighting eliminated. I'm not down with him getting a shot at a title after coming off a KO loss. I don't agree with that. Just like I don't agree with someone going at 168 skipping someone to Mando. Whether also I didn't agree with Jermall getting a shot to fight Canelo skipping David Benavidez as well. So nah, not happening. What's your thoughts on Fundora getting a shot to be a champion after being knocked out? It hasn't fought over a year.
It shouldn't be happening. It shouldn't be happening.
And I think Fundora's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. I think he's a good fighter.
I do too, but how is he skipping Lubin getting an opportunity? You know, exactly. It's just like he's gotten skipped right to the front of the line and getting the opportunity after getting, knocked out cold. And this is, I can't co-sign that, man. That's something that you got to do. You have to, I don't know. I can't co-sign it. And I like Fundora. I like the fight, but can't co-sign this one at all.
Yeah, but and JR, shout out to the boxing source. He says Charles Conwell should be fighting for the WBC title, and that's the name. I mentioned that in the prior video that we did. So that's who should be fighting for that title, not Fundora. He's number one, not not Fundora. Fundora's number 2, I believe, and number 1 is the guy is Fundora's fight. I forget his name. But yeah, I just don't like the way the politics of boxing gets in stuff like this. So fair is fair, foul is foul. This is foul that he's getting a shot at a title right now like that after coming off a loss.
Yeah, I don't.
It's funny as to watch it.
I don't disagree
Someone
with
said
that.
Fundora deserves a shot. He's the funniest to watch in the division. Fundora's a good fighter. I hate the fact that he's like 7'7" and fights small. He doesn't take advantage of his reach nor his height. He likes to try to fight inside. I'm not a fan of that style for him. But hey, he likes to bang. He bangs, man. It is what it is.
It is what it
I'm
is,
hating the
my
game.
friend.
I don't like the politics. I don't like the politics of it.
It is what it is. Team Gill says it's Al's fault. When in doubt, blame Al. He did it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
could be, dog. It could be another promotional company, man, that done something. They'll say blame Al. It's his fault. Big Herm in the building. Let's be real. Canelo ducked 100%. But if the powers let him, then Crawford is a great fight for boxing to wrap the year up. Yeah, I mean, listen, man.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, but watch it too. I'm gonna be there cheering for Crawford. People got it twisted. I'm gonna be right there cheering for Crawford, man. You ain't gonna never find me wanting Canelo to knock out Terence Crawford, man. I'm not feeling that, dog. Regardless of people
Say it again,
believing that I'm the
because I don't
number
think they
one
heard you.
Terence Crawford hater in the world, I'm not feeling that whatsoever. Ian Dima said, random question, who y'all got? Beterbiev versus Bivol. Appreciate the $199. And also Big Hearn, appreciate the $4.99 fam. Boy, that's a tough one, dog. That's a tough one, dog. I got it.
Yeah, I mean,
I want to say Bivol, dog, but man, Beterbiev, boy, he laying, man. It might be night. I don't know, man.
yeah, I like Bivol's boxing style. He's smart with it, but Beterbiev is something about him. he got stone hands. I mean, I don't know. We have to come back to you on that, Ian. We have to come back on you on that one. I mean, I like Bivol because I love the way I like boxers. I like boxers that use their IQ in the ring and smart. I know Beterbiev and Bivol have history supposedly from sparring back in the day and whatnot, but I think it's going to be a hell of a fight while it lasts. Now, if it doesn't go to decision, obviously I'm thinking Beterbiev would have won by a knockout. Goes to decision, I'm giving it to Bivol.
Yeah, somebody tagged us. Boog Williams tagged me. He must be in the actual chat. He tagged on Twitter about Fundora saying because he had a rematch clause to fight Mendoza, then Mendoza vacated to fight Tszyu. So Fundora still has the contract. Take it how you want, but Buachuk was not the first option for Fundora. Maybe someone can make a rebuttal. Okay, all right. I appreciate that, fam. So Jay, where you want to go from here? Or did we wrap up the last topic? I can't recall. Huh?
No, I was saying Team Gill right now. If he's like everyone has a plan against Arthur until they get hit. You right. I mean,
Yeah.
He'll beat it out.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
That
You
old
are
man.
not
I say
lying.
old man because he's 39. He can fight.
Good question. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in the chat we need to cover. Brandon House, man, when y'all gonna get the form back on Facebook, dog? When that's coming back up, you gotta let us know. Big Hearn, Greg, Conor versus Devin, 147. Who wins? Devin whoops that ass. That's who I got.
Yeah, real quick, just like that, Devin.
Yep, just like that. Just like that. Jay, what else we got, man? Still scanning the chat, but what else do we have? And we got 113 people in the building, 59 likes. Guys, smash the like button so people can find the content that we are creating here today. And if you are here, you're new, you're enjoying the Angry Man Podcast, AL Sports Media, I can tell you that you will always have the opportunity to voice your opinion on this channel, whether you agree with us or not. We don't take it personal. Jason and I are not sensitive whatsoever. So you should become a subscriber to the channel if you want to be in an environment where not only can you come and analyze what we say, but also in an environment where you'll find people that, hey, are fair, balanced, and willing to be tolerable to your position. If you are already a subscriber on the channel, please consider becoming a member. Membership will get you some free swag, because we about to send some free swag out next week. Not only that, but it really helps to support the channel in terms of just the overall operational costs associated with running a YouTube channel. I can tell you it is not as simple as you think it is to just push a button. Well, it can be, but you'll get low quality content. We try to provide the best high quality content we possibly can. So make sure that you think about becoming a member to the channel. And also, Jay, what about the Discord, man? We got to get folks in the Discord. If you're interested in joining the Discord, just say Discord, please, in the comment section. We'll drop the link to the Discord as well. All right, Jay, what else do we want to talk about?
They back up and running. They back up and running on Facebook. They got the page back up and running. So that's what's up. I check it out after I live today.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, everyone said the same thing about Conor. It's like that power went away when those eggs went away. So, but yeah. So speaking of some power, so there's an underrated fight on this card on March 30th, and I want to say that's Roelly and Pitbull Cruz. You know, only because they're gonna be there to hit each other and bang. You know, in that aspect, that again, this is a fight no one truly asked for, because we know Pitbull Cruz is 4'2", coming up to 140. He's never fought at 140, and he didn't look too spectacular in his last fight or so. And we know Roelly is going to be Roelly, you know. But I think this is going to be an entertaining fight on here. I think it might be one of the better fights on the card, as far as like, because they're pretty much equal as far as their styles, the way they just stay in the pocket for the most part. I think Roelly's going to be smarter this time, just because after he fought the old man in Barroso and he saw how much power he had. I think he's going to avoid that. We know Pitbull comes in high and tight, so Roelly's going to have to stay on the outside a little bit the best he can and try to pick him apart. Although he's not the best boxer, because that's not his style, but he can jab, and I think that's what's going to be beneficial for here. But I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. I think Roelly's also going to try to sell the hell out of this fight. That's what I'm more interested in Roelly's press conferences more than anything else, honestly. What's your take?
My take is this: before I jump into that, Big Herm is Rock Dog Interactive. That's the tech guy that we work with. He is fantastic. No, I think you know, Rolly Romero versus Usyk Cruz, definitely not a fight that we asked for, but I think it has the potential to be a very entertaining fight. Usyk with his pressure, Rolly with his power. I think the fight can be interesting, and of course, to the point that you made earlier, Rolly is going to sell that fight, and he's going to sell it in a tremendous way. You got to give Mayweather Promotions a lot of love for the way that they've been able to promote Rolly Romero. Just 4 or 5 years ago, I was like, I'm not even sure why people are invested in Rolly Romero, and now Rolly is a champion at 140 pounds, and look how sought after he is in terms of opportunities to fight him. Brian wanted to fight him. Devin would be willing to fight him. So, you know, Teofimo probably be willing to fight him. So they've done an incredible job of marketing in regards to this guy. And I think this is just one step further to get his name out there, get it recognized. And when he gets out there, if he puts on a spectacular performance, then we'll see what he looks like. Other than that, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I mean, I see the Castle on the Future says Cruz KOs Rolly. I mean, he can, if he clips Rolly, I think he can get him up out of there with the overhand right. You know, he throws that from hell, and Rolly just got to be smart on that. But to Team Gill's point, Rolly got that power. Team Gill, like, Rolly was like a white collar fighter in the boxing gym. If he lands on you, then that is your fault.
Hey man, who said that?
You saw that shit coming, huh?
Who said that, dog?
Team Gill.
Oh, my ninja.
Yeah, man.
All right, Jay, where you want to go here, man?
So, well, we know we had exactly boxing. So someone get knocked out in the Rolly versus Pitbull Cruz fight. Someone going to sleep, going night, in that fight there. So. I agree. We know we had another. 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 We undisputed fight that was supposed to be happening this month, actually, on the heavyweights between Oleksandr Usyk and Tyson Fury that got postponed. At first, we thought it was going to be canceled, but it's gotten postponed until May 18th, I believe, is the date. But Usyk is still fighting this month. Supposed to be fighting Philip Herkovich, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. They're still trying to iron that out for him. So I hate the fact for Usyk because this is another postponement of this fight. This fight was supposed to happen last year, but we saw the way Fury looked against Ngannou, got dropped, was hurt in that fight, didn't look good at all, definitely wasn't in shape. So this is going to really be a pain in the butt for this. I don't know if it was the elbow. They showed the sparring clip of it. I couldn't tell if it was just a check left hook or an elbow got him. They claimed the elbow afterward. To me, it looked like just a check left hook, you know. So I hate it for Usyk, but hopefully we'll get this fight in May, and then they can move forward with the heavyweight division, you know, because I'm just tired of Fury right now. He's a hell of a boxer, but I'm just tired of him right now. Just after the last Wilder fight, it's just like he just been doing nothing.
I don't think he's motivated anymore. I think the Wilder fight was the last triumph for him. I don't think he feels the need to really. I think he's just kind of hanging around. You know, shortly after the Wilder fight, he talked of retirement. Then he had another couple of fights against some guys that, you know, I don't know. I'm kind of tired of Tyson Fury as well. I think it's probably, you know, Deontay's 38. You know, Deontay may only have two more fights in it before, you know, Deontay go ahead and hang him up. I feel like, I don't know if it was a situation where Deontay wasn't motivated in his last fight. He's gotten older or what, but he wasn't the same Deontay Wilder we've seen in the past. AJ, I'm tired of him. He you know, Ngannou, he's fighting Ngannou now. And now, to be perfectly fair, if Wilder was fighting Ngannou, I probably would have supported it. So I can't necessarily knock AJ too much. But really what I wanted to see was AJ versus Wilder. And that's not going to happen anytime soon. So I wouldn't mind seeing AJ move on as well. And, you know, I just mentioned Tyson Fury. So I'm just ready for a new crop of heavyweights to move in and get it going, man.
Yeah, same here. And I'm definitely ready to see what happens next. I mean, it's sad that we're not going to ever get the fight that we all wanted for a while. In AJ and Deontay Wilder. You know, we know AJ lost a while back to Cruz, that derailed that. Then Deontay Wilder had his trilogy with Fury. He had a draw with him first time and lost the next two. And I still want to see that fight even after Deontay didn't look well against Joseph Parker, because I said during the fight, when I was texting you, when I was watching, I was like, it's more about what Deontay wasn't doing versus what Joseph Parker was doing. Deontay was making mistakes that I haven't seen him make before. You know, he wasn't throwing punches or anything. He just seemed like he was checked out mentally. You know, so I mean, Wilder losing that fight there really messed up this chance for us to see a AJ and Wilder fight, because I think it still would have been a good fight for that. But that killed that great fight that could have happened. A Big Hearn, I think Wilder would still stop AJ Glass chin. I mean, it'd be interesting. You know, AJ had to play that one real smart, but I definitely could see Wilder clipping him and getting him up out of there. Because that's the other thing we've always respected about Wilder is his will. Dude, Will has that crazy ass will that just keeps moving. You know, you really got to put Wilder down. Unless, like the Parker fight, he just wasn't there mentally. It didn't seem like it was there. So the last thing we got before we can open the call line, the phone lines, is Devin versus Ryan. Is that fight on, off? Who cares? What's going on? What's your opinion on that, Greg?
This Terence Crawford and Errol Spence?
What?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was answering something on Twitter, man. Somebody was sending me something directly. Who are you talking about? Fight on or fight off? Who are you talking about?
Damn it. Devin and Ryan, man.
Oh, Devin and Ryan. Yeah, I don't know, man. This fight, so, man, Because, see, I'm trying to think of how I want to say this because people are going to interpret this as Devin Haney hate.
Devin hater.
Yeah, they're going to interpret this as Devin Haney hate. So Tank's camp has talked about Devin wanting a certain amount of money. And I don't know if this is a situation where Devin, because I don't know what the particulars are in terms of, you know, the negotiation, but they mentioned something about 60-40. We do know that Golden Boy and Leonard Ellaby, they say that they offered him a shitty deal in terms of Roelly Romero. And, you know, now Devin is saying something similar. I mean, it's really hard to say who is right and who's wrong. I don't know what particulars of the. I know Ryan is the A side. To what extent, I'm not sure. I would think probably to a great extent, to be quite honest with you, because you know, Devin didn't really sell well last time, and Ryan is coming off a pay-per-view that did. So 60-40 may be reasonable. Now, I don't know. I don't know if that was actually what was offered to Devin Haney. But we'll see, man. It doesn't seem like this is going to happen either. And I kind of feel like that's the reason why Bill was at the fight after the Conor victory over Dobson.
Yeah. So, real side check. So, Brandon House said something about Tank on IG. So, Tank posted on IG, "My team will be in touch. Back up your talk. Rat at Gervonta," and he just put a picture of that. Say nothing.
Say that again. What?
So he reposted from Conor. Conor Ben posted, "My team will be in touch. Back up your talk." Rat at Gervonta Davis, and Tank reposted that, said, "Say nothing." I'm really not. Okay. I'm hoping that doesn't materialize. I'm hoping Tank is still trolling that dude just to troll him. I really hope.
Yeah, maybe. I don't. I wouldn't be in favor of that fight at all, unfortunately or fortunately. I guess it all depends on how you look at it. But Jay, was that the last topic?
That's it, my man. We got it in.
Okay, an hour and 18 minutes. Wow, we usually do it in about an hour. But let's go ahead and get these phone lines open, man, so we can hear what the people got to say. Phone lines are about to open.
Yeah, Out of Pal said, "Ryan not worth pay-per-view. He quits." He has a following. That's why they keep him on pay-per-view. That's why he was able to get the Tank fight pretty much. You know, he was undefeated. He has a nice little left hook, and he has a great following. So it's all about selling out, getting the cheeks and seats. You know, as far as what he's done in the game of boxing, he's not there. Far from it. You know, now people saying that Dev would just handle Ryan very easily. They've had fights. They've had 6 fights in the past. Although it's pay-per-view, they're 3-3. So I think it'll be an interesting fight with those two to fight again. I'm here for it.
214. I don't remember this area code. Let's see what this is. 214. You in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with you, fam?
Hey, what's up, fam? It's inevitable. It's D-Town, D-City, D-Ville.
Well, what's going on with you, fam?
What's happening?
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah.
Good. Hey, so who's a Devin hater?
Neither of us. Neither of us hate Devin.
Huh?
No, neither one of us hate Devin. Why you say that?
No. I'm just saying somebody said somebody was a Devin hater.
No. We say that people will say that we're Devin haters. Based off comments that we've said that.
Why is that? I wonder why.
So I'll tell you the reason why I think it is because I think people have binary personalities and thought processes where they can only see something in black and white. And so if I'm not just singing the praises of Devin Haney, then that means that we are haters. We have mentioned on multiple occasions that we like what Bill Haney is doing in regards to how he's moving Devin's career. We believe that Devin Haney won the Lomachenko fight. We thought that Devin was masterful in his performance against Regis Prograis, had no issue with that whatsoever, although he was a 3-1 favor in that fight. So we understood that as well. We point out the realism of what's currently going on, and some people just want to live in fantasy land. That, you know, I guess he's just the best.
Yeah, I could give it like this. I could tell you, when a man tells you his word is something that you got to respect. Mm-hmm. And I felt like Bill, ever since he told him, he declinched himself from the zone and Eddie Hearn, and he said, we got to make this for my son. We got to go to Australia, and we got to do all these bad deals with Bob Arum and ESPN, and we had to do what we got to do. Third fight is Lomachenko. He did his bidding. He's undisputed champion at 135. I got to respect the young man for doing that, keeping his word, and keeping his word in the ring. You know, the second fight was even better. I feel like Devin Haney has adjusted. He's made the tougher fights you got, the more better that you are as a skilled fighter. It sharpens your tools and makes you better. Lomachenko fight was a heavy, hard-ass fight, but he found out how to win. He said he was going to win, and I love Lomachenko. Lomachenko is a very decorated amateur. He's great for boxing. He was one of the pound-for-pound fighters in the world, and I got nothing but respect for him. For me, people live in a fantasy world with Wahid Davis from Baltimore's finest, Baltimore's son that they love so much, that they think that he's untouchable, that he is impregnable, that he is this Mike Tyson's era. At the end of the day, I see the picture back there with Mike Tyson, he was undisputed at heavyweight. Something that Tank Davis and his team has said belts don't matter. But I've been on that show. I've been to Rise podcast. I took the Sugar King, whatever his name is, and I said, why you talk shit about the belts, man? At the end of the day, in front of your show, your podcast, you smiling with a belt, a Reggie belt. So at the end of the day, they say it's about the money. Devin Haney, he got backings that you can't say any other fighter has right now, except for Canelo Alvarez or Joshua. I mean, let's be real with that. I think I think Tank Davis right now, he don't know who is he going to fight to make $20 million. I mean, I'm surprised. Did you see that PBC event? They look horrible, and that was supposed to be Tank Davis. He was supposed to be in that podium. You imagine Tank Davis got the old ass podium there, looking like, you know, and Spinoza saying that, you know, they're not Amazon ain't paying for nothing. We're doing this on our own. I mean, that's just disgusting for a boxing fan. You know what I mean? We living in a fantasy land, which is PBC. We living in a fantasy land as a fighter of the boxer. They call the face of boxing. Let's be real with this. Devin Haney right now is a legitimate threat to Tank Davis. What you got to say with that?
I think he's definitely a competitive fight for sure.
Do you think Wahid Davis is the face of boxing?
I think he's one of the faces of boxing. He's either him or Canelo. Yes.
Okay. Do you think that his resume will culminate for him to be one of the greats at the end of his career? He's 30. He's almost 30.
No idea. Because it depends on what he does. A lot of Floyd's legacy was had after 30. So I don't know. What I will say, and what's interesting as well, is just popped in my mind as you said that. We also said that Devin Haney has the best resume out of all those fighters right now. Have we not said that, Jay?
Yeah,
several times.
It's so interesting that folks say that we Devin Haney haters. They don't really listen to our channel. Yeah.
I'm listening, and I got nothing but respect at the end of the day. The only thing is that too much protection is given to Tank Davis. You know, I talked to Coach Kenny at Rise Podcast. I said, Coach Kenny, do you remember when you flipped that coin? He said, yeah. I said, how come y'all didn't, a man of a word, man? Y'all said Shakur Stevenson, y'all said Devin Haney and Lomachenko were in your target. And we talking about somebody else, Villanueva or even, Cruz. Now his name is off. And we talking about he might go to Britain and fight some British guy. I mean, when are we going to, like I always do, you got to go up there and tell them in their face the facts. First, you can't go up there and just, get a handshake and hug them and think everything's okay. We as boxing fans, like you said, this is a show for the people can talk. I'm calling from the people, for the people, by the people. I'm letting them know, and I'm letting y'all know. We need to keep on pushing this narrative saying you can't just say you're the face of boxing and you don't take no real threats. You know what I mean?
I don't disagree with you.
Yeah.
You got it. That's why I said, we had a video that we believe that Gervonta Davis, in order to keep up the momentum that he was able to establish in 2023, he needs to fight one of Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson, or Frank Martin in 2024.
And one more, and I'm going to let y'all go. Thank you so much for letting me in the show. Do you think that Ryan Garcia, with his power status, do you think him and Devin Haney, the fight gets made? Do you think that fight gets more pay-per-view numbers than Tank Davis' next fight? D-Block, D-Town, D-City, D-Ville, Baltimore, stand up.
That's an interesting. It depends on who Devin. It depends on who Tank fights next. I don't know. Yeah, it depends on who Tank fights next. But I can see it doing decent numbers, for sure. I'm talking about Ryan versus Devin.
Yeah. As if that Devin and Ryan fight actually even happens, man.
Facts. Because we don't know if that's actually going to happen. All right, guys, the phone lines are back open. We're waiting for phone calls. And, Jay, let's continue down that path. So we were talking about Devin Haney. That one thing that had popped in my mind as we were having the conversation there, that we said that he actually has the better resume out of all those fighters. Interestingly, we're still haters. Oh, man, it's just amazing. 310, you in the building with the Angry Man Podcast. What's going on with you, fam?
Hey, what's up? How you guys doing, man?
Doing well.
Hey, what's up, Jason? Hey, what's up, man? So, have you seen that little video? I forgot which podcast it was on, but Benavidez is actually saying that I guess that his manager or whatever, Lukowicz, is working on a deal with Canelo for September. Have you heard anything about that rumor? Because I've just been hearing about this Bud shit, but I also heard that that Benavidez is saying that they're actually working on something for September, possibly. Nothing's in stone yet, but they're working on it. Have you heard anything about that?
I haven't seen anything. The last thing I heard was, from Jake Donovan, who is who we, a lot of times we'll go through and validate stuff with, was that, at the moment we didn't know. Is it possible that he has some updated information that we don't? Absolutely. But I hadn't seen that video from Benavidez, though.
Yeah, because he was like training, whatever. He was like in the gym, whatever, and they were talking to him, and they asked him something about that, and Benavidez said, yeah, that he didn't say that it's going to happen, but he said that they're working on it. He said it's looking real good for September. So I'm just saying, hopefully that does happen right there, because I mean, if Canelo wants to be considered, one of the all-time Mexican greats, like I don't know if you guys go old school, but Salvador Sanchez is probably the best one that Mexico's ever put out, But that's the pride and joy of, Mexicanos back in the day. But I'm just saying that, hopefully we get that Benavidez fight. And what's up with Boots, man? Is Boots going to get a fight coming up pretty soon, or what have you heard about that?
I mean, Boots is training.
Hopefully.
That's absolutely sure. We had heard the name Barrios. We had heard that name, though, I think a few months ago. But we haven't heard anything in terms of whether or not it's, that's something that's really going to materialize or not. So I can't really comment on that. But he is in training, which would make me believe that he is going to fight soon, and he knows who his opponent's going to be.
Yeah, because Crawford backed out of it, the fight that was supposed to have last fall. We were
actually trying to get somebody on yesterday who could have helped clarify that, Jay. You know the name that I'm thinking about, because they're on the other side. But unfortunately, we weren't able to connect with him yesterday.
All right. Yeah, because Boots really needs to jump in there. Hopefully he gets a fight with Bud, because I would love to see that fight right there. Like I said, talent-wise, man, that'd be a great fight right there. You know what? Oh, yeah, one more thing. Did you see that Thurman and Tszyu press conference? I mean, Thurman came out of nowhere and started saying that Tszyu fights like a Mexican, flat-footed, and all this crap.
Yeah, I saw that.
Was awesome. But you know what, man? But I seen this little thing after it. These Mexicanos out there, the Vatos out there, and they're jocking Tszyu. Hey, Tszyu, let me get a picture with Tszyu, whatever. And Tszyu was loving it. I mean, Tszyu's smart right there, man, because you do want to get the Mexicanos on your side, whatever. Because
that's exactly.
I tell you, man. Yes, it's smart, man. It's smart, because once they get you on your side, man, then they're down for you. But they don't want to see no whistles right there. But you know what? But Thurman did his job. Thurman was out there selling it. He kind of alienated a little base, a big base right there. But so what, man? I don't mind.
Yeah.
But
he knew what he was doing when he said that. But it'll be interesting, I think. And Tszyu knew what he was doing as he responded, saying, "Don't disrespect Mexican style." He did that purposely to try to appeal to Mexicans, and that was smart.
Oh yeah. Triple G did the same thing a long time ago. Triple G was over here saying a little something in Spanish, whatever, back in the day. And hey, but you know what? It worked. A lot of Mexicanos like Triple G back in the day, you know. But it's a smart move right there. So I don't see Boots learning those Spanish up here now. Boots is the best. Boots is by far the best. But I don't know, man. I hope that Boots gets that fight with Bud, hopefully, because if Bud's not going to fight Boots, and if he wants to keep them belts, then he's got to fight Boots. You know, either that or drop the belts, man. We don't need nobody holding it hostage no more. You know, and I want to hear about that. Crawford's he's a face of boxer. You know, or he's up there. Now Crawford only sold because he was with Spence. We all know that. Crawford by himself does not sell because when he fought on BLK Prime, it didn't do nothing. You know. Yeah. So I don't want to hear anybody say that Benavidez didn't do nothing because you know what? There's certain fighters that by themselves they don't do that good, but them in combination with somebody else is going to do massive numbers. For example, Tank and Ryan, right? Together, man, they tore it up, right? But by themselves, individually, they're not going to be even close to 1 million. You know, Tank will Tank will outsell Ryan. Don't get me wrong, but he's not going to do anything close to that. You know, so and I feel that Benavidez and Canelo, huge fight, bigger than that fight. But individually, Benavidez by himself, yeah, he's not going to sell that much. Whatever. Canelo's always going to get 500,000 probably. It's like 500,000 dumbasses. And I'll say something right now, too. I'm going to leave you with this. If Canelo does not fight Benavidez, I'm not going to pay for it, straight up. And I know a lot of people that said that already. We do not want to see Bud. And don't get me wrong, man. I love boxing. I'm a big boxing fan. But I'm not going to pay to see Canelo's ass fight somebody that isn't named Benavidez. I'm going to leave you guys at that right there. Love you both, man. Peace out there. And my dad in heaven, love you, Dad. And my son, Jermall, love you, son. You guys have a real nice weekend. Appreciate the time, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you, sir. Thank you for calling in.
All right, man. Peace.
You know I got my guy in the building, though, man. And when I say my guy, you know he's on my side, Jay. What's going on with you, fam?
What's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm just calling because that Conor Ben fight yesterday, that was hilarious, man. To see without that needle, to see him like teeing off and couldn't even move, dude, right? And then to see the court jester Bill Haney come in there after, you know, which I hear y'all about moving his son. If Devin Haney doesn't fight Tank, the winner of Tszyu Ortiz or Subriel Matias, if he stays at 140, if he steps into 147, because according to Bill Haney, he's the best fighter in the world, so it should be Boots or Bud. If he fights anybody else at 147 that ain't none of them guys I named in any of the weight classes, it's fraud. And you can say, yeah, I like the way his father talks. He talks a big game. But if he's calling his son the best fighter in the world, he should be fighting the best fighters in the world. It shouldn't be a guy who's tailor-made for him like Regis or come on, Conor Ben. Like it just makes no sense. And on a Benavidez Canelo thing, if y'all believe they're gonna fight, man, I got something to say over there. That I don't think Canelo ever does that in his career. You know what I'm saying? And the Crawford Canelo thing, real quick. Y'all remember when Canelo fought Floyd, right? Floyd moved up, and that was Canelo, the Canelo that moved his head. He got in, got out. Floyd was like 3 months before his 37th-year-old birthday. And to me, that was the best Canelo I ever seen because the way he fought. Mm-hmm. So if Terence gets Canelo now, Terence is only 35, right? Mm-hmm. And Canelo's like a mummy now. One punch here, one punch here. So Terence should dominate him. I don't want to hear about size. Floyd was way smaller than Canelo. So he should dominate this fight. And I mean, I ain't even gonna lie. I think he will. I know y'all don't think that, but I think Terence has enough defense to keep Canelo off him, and I think he's gonna land at will. And by the 6th round, Canelo's spent, and I think Terence will win that fight.
If Terence Crawford,
and I know y'all disagree with me, and I'm an Errol guy too, but I can admit that Terence is the baddest cat boxing right now. There's no exceptions to it. Boots is the closest thing to him.
Yeah, we agree. We think he's the number one pound fighter in the sport.
So y'all, everybody's thinking if you put them two side by side, of course Canelo's a lot thicker than him. But Terence's skill set is so much better than Canelo's. I have him winning that fight. I just do. And I mean, I would love to see it because I'm so sick of Canelo. Canelo's been, in my lifetime, he's been the worst dude to carry the torch in the history of boxing, bro. You can't keep going fighting Lamb, Skippy, and I can't even name these dudes. You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do that and then call yourself the best. It's like as a Mexican fighter, I mean Mexican people, how can you sit there and hold the torch for this cat when look at the way he moves? It's just, man, I love boxing, and for some of the stuff that's going on now with these guys not fighting each other, and I can understand people asking for way too much money to get the main dudes. But the main dudes, like, even I love Tank. I think Tank beats all of them, but please don't let me see Tank by the time he fights Haney 32 years old. You know what I'm saying?
That.
Like,
I don't disagree.
I think if Haney's who he says he is, you take what you take, and you can't be 170 fighting a dude that the most he's going to weigh is 150. You know what I'm saying? It's like, at least get it to, you know, where you come in no more than 160. I think if he rehydrates 160, I think Tank would take that fight.
Yeah.
I think Tank would dispatch him too, because it would be, like I said, it would be boots against that dude Romero, whatever his name was. It would be jab, run, jab, run. Because there'll be no time in that fight can he sit down and throw 4 punches straight like he did against Lomachenko. He'll get slept so good, man, he'll put a pacifier in his mouth. You know what I'm saying? But, I mean, what did y'all think about Conor Ben yesterday? That was funny.
Yeah, he didn't look good to me. People say I put it on Twitter. People say I don't know anything about boxing, or at least a couple of people commented saying I don't even know anything about boxing. I felt like the dude looked awful. Yeah. Dude, it's just amazing how many people are so willing to run off at the mouth about people who know stuff about boxing as though they are experts who are like former trainers or boxers themselves. It's amazing.
The best dude I've seen in England so far is that kid. He was like 6-0, Ben Whitaker. I think y'all see him, the light-skinned brother. Like, I want to see him when he steps up against real dudes, because he's over there fighting Scam Joey, who has like 13 losses, and Flip Flam Boom. But
yeah, I
want to see, you know, what's he, light heavyweight? His skill set is nice. But it's always like that with the Britain cats. And then when they get in there with American brother or good Russian or Mexican, they get slept. You know? So, I mean, he's a dude that I do want to see more of. But what's going on in boxing now is just crazy, man. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm looking forward, I ain't gonna lie, I'm looking forward to Tszyu and Ortiz, because Ortiz got some scrap. But the rest of that card is like, I mean, what's my man's name? The other Canelo, I mean, the other Bomac dude, Keyshawn Davis, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dude, the dude he's fighting, he's like one of them old tires that they keep adding tread to it. Like, it's like, why would he fight him? It's like, I mean, I see Keyshawn got skills with it, the way he's talking and the way they move this dude. He should have already fought Frank Mont. Like, that's so much mouth in boxing instead of fighting now. It's just crazy. But if y'all, I mean, I watch you all the time, Greg, and we Florida State guys. But if you think Canelo's going to beat Crawford, man, I think you're wrong, bro. I don't think he has. I think Crawford will make him look bad in that fight, bro.
I don't mind Crawford. I don't mind being wrong. I just mind Crawford fans. I don't want them to celebrate.
I believe me. Y'all know I'm an Errol guy, and I still rock with Errol. But Terence proved, man. You know, I thought that would be the only dude that would give him trouble, and he made all of us look like we didn't know nothing about boxing because he embarrassed him. And nobody can say, I see all these excuses for Errol, man. I'm not, and I'm an Errol guy. I'm not with none of that. I think at 154, 160, Terence still washes him because his style. If he doesn't change the way he fights, he can't beat him. You know what I'm saying? Anybody that fights Terence and fights on the front foot, and Canelo does that a lot too, he's gonna tee off on them. That's why I think Boots is the only dude that gives him that fight, because the way Boots fights. And I lean Terence in the fight, but I think it will be a great, great fight. But anybody that fights flat-footed and stands on like that, Terence is just too much for it. Because to me, Terence, when Ward and Floyd hung him up, Terence took over as being the best fighter in the world, and it's not even been close. He's been that since that day. And to put anyway, or any of them dudes near him is a disgrace. But we all know why they do it, because it doesn't matter. The saddest thing of boxing, black boxers are not emerging. You know what I'm saying? And it's a sad thing. Look at when Haney walked into the ring with Lomachenko. He's getting booed in America, and he's fighting a dude from another country. Instead, it's a sad thing. They'll say, well, the African as the black fighters, they're American fighters first, man. You know, and it's just it's a sad thing. But man, I just wanted to get that in there real quick because y'all on here all early messing me up. I just flicked at the thing. I'm like, man, these fools is on. They sneaking on. Oh man, I'm looking at 4 o'clock. I was ready for 4 o'clock. I was getting ready to go out. I'm like, these fools is on now. Let me get at them.
We jumped in real quick, man. Tried to get it going a little early today because Jason tight for time.
But I watch all y'all stuff, and all the stuff y'all put on. I like it all because I always hit the like button because I like you guys are non-biased cats, man. So appreciate y'all stay up, man, and take care, y'all.
All right, man. Peace.
Appreciate you, Walt.
That was Walt. Walt feels that we unbiased, but in reality, everybody who has an opinion has a bias. I mean, it's just what it is.
Type of bias.
Yeah, we just tend to use fact and logic behind a lot of what we say, and people get pissed off. And I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. We had this conversation, what that was like last week, and at the end of the day, man, I'm a really, I have superior intelligence. Let's just keep it a buck. I have superior intelligence. And when you have superior intelligence, it comes off as being an asshole. And in reality, I am an asshole. And you and I have had that conversation. Ryan has had that conversation with me. Ryan is our good friend who says, yep, Greg, you're smart and you come off as an asshole because of it. So, yeah. So, I understand that, and I can appreciate that fact as well. So if anybody in the comment section says, Greg, you're an asshole, I will accept that wholeheartedly because you are correct. All right, Jay, where do we go from here, man? So we are where are we? An hour and 41 minutes in. Phone lines are still open. We're waiting for folks to call in, man. We want to hear from you guys as well. Not just, giving you guys my opinion. Let's see what chick. I'm an equal opportunity hater. Facts. Y'all hate here and there. That's it. Y'all normal guys like everyone. We need to respect y'all opinion. Big Herm. Hey man, I feel the same way, Big Herm. I mean, it's an opinion, dog. It's an opinion. That's all it is. It's an opinion. So go ahead, Jay.
I think you agree with Watch for the Hook. Appreciate the $2. He said, I hope Bud and Canelo ends in a double knockout. I think that'd be your best thing for you.
No, man. I want Bud to win that fight. I want Bud to win the fight 7-5 in a very close, competitive, tough fight where he takes a lot of shots in order to actually win the fight. That way, no one can make the claim that he's better than Mayweather. Is that fair? That's fair, right, Jay? It's Jason's favorite caller and your lender for life.
Let him cook.
What's going on, Jay?
Happy Sunday, my friends.
How are you, sir?
I'm good. Hey, listen. I don't know what's going on with your guy, Tank. Maybe you guys can clarify a few things for me, because we're hearing that he has a fight in the UK. We're hearing Pacquiao, and all of a sudden, he's jumping all over Conor Ben. To me, it seems like it's staged for Conor Ben and Tank to have a fight in the UK, which is totally contradictory to the PBC operatives that say, oh, it's the UK, we don't need you to go to the UK. There's no money in the UK. You only can make a certain amount of money and . Well, I'm not sure what's going on, but Spence was on the Conor Ben train. Tank was all over. Matter of fact, it got to the point where I think they're about to negotiate. Conor Ben was like, hey, we're about to send you a contract, or we're about to reach out to you. You better put your money where your mouth is. What is that about? Jason?
I don't know. I don't know. I think that's a fair point. I hadn't even really tied it into the whole comment about Tank fighting in the UK, and that had real legs behind it. So that's a fair point.
It absolutely seems absolutely staged. Because guys, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. And I'm gonna get off this Tank train because honestly, I'm exhausted. Honestly, I'm exhausted. I think Tank's done. I think Tank's lost fans over the last few weeks with his antics on IG, Twitter, his response to the Sheik Out Turkey, his response to him. He doesn't seem serious. What's he upset over? What's he upset over? Someone's trying to give you money because the green print is about making money. And here's where people go sideways when we talk about Tank's about the green print. Tank's about whatever makes sense to his people, okay? And his people, I mean, and I got a lot of respect for his trainers. I mean, his head trainer has done a lot of good things for the community, and he seems like a straight-up guy. But they seems like they've taken the green print from Mayweather and they turned it into some sort of cartoon, okay? Because they failed to understand that the green print was supposed to make you popular, and then once you became popular, you take the big fights so that every pay-per-view fight that you make, it's about money, so you can make it $20 million. But that's not the way Tank's thinking, right? So, for instance, what is it with Tank not being able to train in Baltimore? Isn't that where he started? Isn't that where he's from? I hear that the judge won't let him travel. That's why he can't train properly. What is that? I mean, if you're a hardcore boxer, you could train out of your goddamn garage. I mean, what are we talking about here? And then now he wants to fight Conor Ben when he can go down to 130. He's a 135-pounder. He's a little guy. But he's calling out Conor Ben. And we all forget when Ellaby was calling out Keith Thurman. Don't we forget that? Don't we forget when Tank wanted to fight Keith Thurman? But Haney's too big. So as much as Bill Haney is trying to do for his son, I think he realizes that this is just some sort of marketing ploy at this point. There is not going to be a Haney versus Tank. And we just need to forget about it. Ellaby. If you've seen Ellaby and if you've seen Espinosa, it's kind of spinning the same stuff, man. And I'm not sure. It's one of those things you just got to let PBC do what PBC does. It's just let them do what they do. But Espinosa, you couldn't really get a straight answer out of the guy. I've seen like 3 different stations interview him, and he was like, well, you know, and finally he says, you know, like when you see a boxer getting smashed for 2-3 years like Crawford did over Spence and not wanting to make the fight, why don't you come out the woodworks and clear the guy's name? Espinosa finally said yesterday, oh, well, what's happening with Spence and Crawford? That fight's not going to happen. Well, Spence has to fix his eye. Well, no kidding. No kidding. I mean, people out here talking about, oh, Crawford's ducking the rematch. What? Or Crawford doesn't want to fight, or Crawford's been dragging out negotiations. The bottom line is, Al Heyman knows that rematch may not make money. I beg to differ, but it really depends on what these boxers want, right? I mean, it's crazy to me, and I was thinking about this. How the hell does Spence and Crawford only do 650,000 pay-per-view guys? How is it? And the only thing I can come up with is not that people are stealing the fight. Is that, think about it. Not sure how you guys grew up, but when we were watching pay-per-view events, it was an event, and everybody would go to a party. So you would have 30, 50 prospective buyers going to one person's house or one event. So it's not necessarily that they're stealing the events. It's a cultural thing where these people are having fight parties. So you have 30, 40 people going to one particular location. I personally, I go to an event to watch my pay-per-view fights. I like going to an event, right? So I think a lot of the numbers get smeared within the cultural process, how we take the fight in. I personally don't know anybody that steals fights. I don't know what y'all think, but it's just funny to me. This is the thing. The other guy was talking about Crawford can't sell anything by himself. Well, like I said before, if Haney and Ryan do fight, and they do 1.5 million buys, what is that going to do to Tank? If Crawford and Canelo fight in September, and they do 1.5 million pay-per-view fights, what is that going to do to Crawford? At some point, somebody this year is going to get exposed. Somebody this year is going to rise. Somebody this year is going to fall. And my bet is that the last big dog over at PBC, the last big dog, your boy Tank Davis, will be the one to hit the canvas. Happy Sunday, my friends. It's Jerry Soriano, your lender for life. Let him hook.
That was Jerry coming in, giving his hot take, of course. I usually will get at Jerry once he gets off of a call, and I'll pick apart what he said that I didn't think was accurate. But in this particular case, I'm gonna give Jerry a pass this week because that's my guy, and I enjoy when he calls in every single week. All right, Jay. Let's see, man. What we got going on in the comment section, though? The boxing for it does depend on how much Crawford and Spence want. Those numbers just from last July show their worth. If the fight didn't turn a profit, well, the rematch won't make money, and that's a fact. That's a fact because it's already been demonstrated in terms of what they can do overall, and if they're expecting the same amount of money that they got before, I don't know. I think we heard something about guarantees that were, I don't know, close to 10 million or something like that. No way they're going to do that again. It just doesn't make sense. So we'll see. It just all depends on what they got in the first fight. I don't know what they got. It all depends on how the deal was structured.
Yeah. Now I keep seeing stuff on IG that Tank is posting pictures of his conversation with Eddie.
Yep, saw that.
Talking about, yeah, I'm just like, man. So this is beyond.
People are saying that they're just trolling. People are saying that Tank just trolling, but how is it just trolling when he's going this far? That's what I don't get. I don't get this to be trolling at that point. So maybe the claim of him fighting in the UK was always real. That's Jerry made a very good point there because that is out there that there's real legs behind Gervonta Davis' interest in fighting in the UK in 2024. That is out there. So Conor Ben would naturally make sense if that is the case. Although he's going to come in significantly bigger than Tank, but that'd be quite interesting for sure.
The thing is interesting. If it can make money, I get it, but that's not the look you want to make. Not with everything that's been said with all the other fighters that you will potentially had a chance to fight. Especially Devin Haney. It's not a good look. Not a good look at all.
The only argument that can be made, and this is a legitimate argument, but people are going to get upset about this, but the only argument that can be made is that a pool of money associated with the fight between Gervonta Davis and Gervonta Davis and Devin Haney, that the pool of money that's currently available won't satisfy both parties, and that's why the fight won't be made. However, it would be satisfactory from a Gervonta Davis versus Conor Ben perspective. That's the only thing that in my mind would actually make sense. Outside of that, it wouldn't make sense. Just fight Dev. That's my opinion. Just fight Dev if that's the case. But outside of that, it could be something where, the pool of money between both, they're looking for something specific.
Yeah. I mean, I get they're prize fighters and want to get the most money and things of that nature there, but it has to be a substantial lot more money for him to fight a Conor Ben instead of fighting Devin. You know, regardless of what Devin may want for his split or whatever, I can't do it. This ain't it.
Yeah, this isn't unless we know for a fact he's gonna go fight Devin after this fight. You know, or again, Devin financially what he wants from a guarantee perspective and what Tank from a guarantee perspective, or again that overall pool of money doesn't make sense for the fight. Because I mean, regardless, that's gonna kill the fight. If two fighters want a specific amount of money and the business doesn't support it, they're not gonna make the fight, dog. Nobody's gonna lose money. Yeah, that is what it is. So that's the only thing that would make sense.
The biggest thing though, Tank can control as much as he want, but you know, his whole situation is probation, where he can and cannot go is the biggest thing. We don't know that. You know, so if all this is here where he's talking all this shit about fighting Ben, and then people talking about he's gonna go out UK and dude can't go anywhere, then it's all for naught. You know, I really hope he's trolling to a whole nother level of trolling, because he's just been taking this for, you know, longer than what he normally trolls people with, and he hasn't been deleting it.
Nope,
like he normally does.
Still up. So we got 123 people in the building, 84 likes. If you get the opportunity, please smash the like button. If you're new to the channel, this is AM Sports Media, the Angry Man Podcast, where we're always dropping boxing-related content on a daily basis. So if you are new to the channel, smash that subscribe button so that you can become a part of the family. And if you are already a subscriber, consider becoming a member, $2.99 a month. It helps support the channel, and we also have some swag for you. And the Discord, guys, let us know in the chat if you are interested in knowing about the Discord, where we talk about boxing in that particular environment. Then make sure you join the Discord and ask for an invite in the chat section. Also, for those of you who are currently live, hey, consider hitting the super, what is it called? The super chat or the super thanks.
Super chat.
Because that also supports the channel as well. And we are appreciative of all things that you guys do to support the channel. So let's see what some folks are talking about here in the chat. Isaac,
plus, we don't know if I can fight in the UK. We don't know how that's, because he's still appealing on that stuff there. So,
nah, that ain't it, Greg. Dev has already proven and said he'll take less because it's advantages for Dev's long-term vision. The man already said get him the same Ryan deal. Okay.
No. He said give him the same Ryan deal, but he doesn't want the catch weight. So that's not the same deal. If he wants the same deal with Ryan, then that would have to be at 136 or 137, whatever they fought at. That's not the same deal then.
Yeah, we'll see. Big Hearn, do we start calling Tank himself a duck if he tries to fight Ben and avoid Devin? I'm not going to call him a duck, because again, I need to understand what the business, and we typically don't call fighters ducks, but we except Canelo, but we got to see what the business is, what the underlying business is. Again, there's could be caveats to it, so we got to see. Isaac Kidd, he wanted the same deal financially. Oh, okay.
That's not what he said initially. He said give me the same deal. We're diving deep into that, saying, oh, he just meant the financials. Now, if you want the same deal with Ryan got that financial deal because everything else checked as well. You know, Now I agree. If he's talking about fighting Conor Ben, and if he's indeed going to go up to 147, then he should give Devin a fight at 140.
But let's examine that for a second. And this is not to knock Dev, but how can he ask for the same deal as Ryan if he doesn't generate the same pay-per-view buys as Ryan? And that's a serious question, Isaac. Like that's like me saying, or what's a singer name? That's like Coily Ray saying, going to a promoter and saying, give me the same deal you gave Beyonce. Beyonce generates way more money than you, so why would you get the same deal? So, but it is what it is. Hey guys, phone lines are certainly open, man. We waiting for you guys to give us a call. And right now, we are going to continue to see what's going on in the chat. If Devin wants 50-50 or something, I understand why it wouldn't happen. Facts, he's not going to get that. Yeah, the underlying finances have to make sense. And when they don't, then the fight's not going to get made.
Yeah, and too, on the boxing source point, he's like, we don't know what the status is for Tank and Ben. Tank is under probation, and Ben is still appealing the UK ruling. So all this is this is just throwing spaghetti in the wall, just trying to throw something out there.
What's going on with you, fam?
Yeah, I'm just calling back in real quick to, and y'all know how big of a Tank fan I am. If Tank fights Conor Ben, man, I'm off the wagon. Because there's no way you could go fight Conor Ben, who weighed 170 yesterday, and then not fight Devin Haney. And it's like, and there's no way he could do that. You can't save face with that. You can't do none of that. But I think that's just all smoke and mirrors, because just like Jay said, Tank can't go anywhere right now. Until that woman, brother, I've been in the system a lot of my life. Until that woman signs off on Tank being able to move around, he's not going to be able to fight anybody. He won't even be able to go to Vegas to fight people unless he gets everything signed. So if she's keeping him in that, the DMV area, the Baltimore area, that's where Tank's going to be. And as far as like, he to get the sparring partners to come in there, I'm sure Tank can, because Tank is who Tank is. So my man who said that earlier, he is right. Tank should be able to train in Baltimore. So, but the whole thing is that judge letting him fight outside of Baltimore. So he can train in Baltimore, anybody he wants to get in there to spar. But for that judge to make that fight, it's going to have to be Vegas or somewhere like that. He ain't going across the seas. I know I can't go to Australia. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like keeping it real. So it's like, it's, but if he fights Conor Ben, that's the same thing as I said earlier. Devin should not fight Conor Ben. Come on. We all seen Conor Ben was a needle. You know what I'm saying? He was everything Conor Ben hit that dude with there, and any other fight that dudes went to sleep. You know what I'm saying? So my whole thing is what I said about guys not fighting each other. If Tank and Devin, all that ish talking on Instagram and all that, to me, I phase it out, because it's just bullshit. Until you fight the dude, that's bullshit. But one thing y'all just said a minute ago about, I'm not a big Bill Haney fan, but I think his son can fight. But what I'm saying is, people saying that that Devin asking for the money to fight Tank, and it's like, and he's not Ryan, but we don't know what Ryan is as far as pay-per-views. Him and Devin are really on the same level. It's Tank. Tank's the guy, because Tank could fight anybody in the pay-per-views. If Tank fights Devin, the pay-per-views are probably going to be good. They're not going to be millions, but they're going to be better than anything Devin's ever done.
I agree.
Right? So, but if Ryan fights Devin, the pay-per-views are going to be better than anything that Devin's done. So Ryan's really not a big pay-per-view star unless he fights one of them. Because if Ryan fights, let me see, somebody at 140, with the dude, Martin, the dude that Devin's supposed to fight, you think that's going to sell, guys?
No.
The Martin guy, it's not going to sell.
No.
Right? So it has to be Ryan makes money if he fights Devin or if he fights Tank. If he fights anybody else, unless he goes to welterweight, it ain't really going to sell. So really, Tank's the dude who's going to do numbers anyway. He's going to do 250, to 350, if he's just fighting Skip Johnson from around the corner, right? So he's really the main guy, you know what I'm saying, under 147. Really, he's really the main guy under Canelo as far as money-wise. So people keep throwing in that Devin's asking for all this money. Devin really has no leg in that if he's fighting Tank. He has to take whatever Tank gives him. He has to fight at whatever weight class he is. But my whole thing is this: they fight at 140. Tank's got to be a realistic too, and I love Tank. Devin can't be like, 150 pounds. You know, he's got to let this. I say let Devin get to 160, and I still think Tank knocks him out. Because if Tank comes in there anywhere like 147, 150, he's still going to be Tank. And I just think Devin's whole skill set is a jab. Everybody's saying that, oh, he dropped Regis. Man, Regis was walking into them punches, man. That punch that he hit him with, he caught him flush, and he didn't hurt him. He just went down, got right back up.
Yep.
So I mean, Peter, it frustrates me. Y'all can hear it in my voice because all of this talk. I've been waiting for Canelo to fight somebody. Man, I'm 61 years old, y'all, and I ain't seen it except Floyd in the first Triple G fight. After that, he was Juicy Juice to me. So no matter what he does, man, he's Juice Armstrong, just like Tyson Fury. It's like when people say Tyson Fury's one of the best heavyweights of all time, he's disqualified, y'all. He juiced. Think about this right now, right? If Terence Crawford ever juiced, right, every time he walked into a telecast, he wouldn't even have to be in the ring. They go, oh, there goes Terence Crawford. Oh, but yeah, he's a disgraced juice guy. But he was a great fighter. They bring it up every time they saw him. But Tyson Fury and De La Hoya walk into the place. Have you ever even heard them talk about the juice?
Nope.
You don't hear it. Unless somebody like Floyd brings it up. They act like it never happened. It's almost like what Republicans are trying to do with slavery. You know what I'm saying? Act like it never happened. It's like, so Canelo Alvarez in the history of boxing and Tyson Fury in the history of boxing, they're not no matter what they do the rest of their career, they cheated, bruh. Every time you hear Big Baby Miller's name for the rest of his career, won't the juice come up?
Yep.
Won't Conor Ben, won't the juice come up? So why doesn't Canelo and Tyson Fury the juice come up? I mean, I know y'all wear glasses, but we all can see. There's no Ray Charles to this. It's like, so man, it's like, I know this platform's about boxing, but I mean, the pressure got to start getting on these dudes about fighting because it's like to the point now where you're just sick of hearing it. I think Tank, to me, I have my pound for pound is Terence Tank. To be honest with you, my pound for pound is Terence Tank, Beterbiev, Boots. That's my top four, y'all. And then I might throw Benavidez after that. You know what I'm saying? Because them are dudes that I like to see fight. I like to see Dave Morrell fight. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I like to see Inoue fight because Inoue only fights in Japan and you can't really anytime drug test him. So I don't know what Inoue is. Skill-wise, when I look at him, I'm saying he's nice.
Yeah.
But I don't know that. So when I watch Canelo fight, I'm like, damn, Canelo, he looked pretty good tonight. But damn, he might just got a shot of computerol before he went in the ring. Because they went up on a level so high, I don't know.
Yep.
So, and just like Tyson Fury, remember after the fight, he wouldn't take the other test. It's like, dude, tell me one time you seen almost a 300-pound dude have that much energy in the 12th round. Come on, bro. It's like, that's what I'm saying. So, to me, I wish they would step into boxing and regulate it where you could not fight unless you was mandatory drug tested. And it's like, and then if you didn't fight the dude you were supposed to fight, they'd be like, dude, you dropped down to number 10. Taking the belts. That's how it needs to be because this stuff is sad. Dudes are trying to hold on to O's or whatever for so long. It just takes everything out the sport. Don't y'all get exhausted? I know it's a money maker, but y'all get exhausted about talking about these topics. Because I be seeing y'all go into the bag to figure out things to talk about.
We do.
Yeah. And it sucks because y'all, I mean, I'm older than y'all, and I see how much y'all love the sport. I mean, even everybody that calls in, everybody got love for the sport that we like. It's my favorite sport, and I love watching football and all them sports, but boxing is my favorite sport. It's always been that. And I went from years of watching these cats, man. I was in the Sugar Ray Hearns. I was there. I mean, I wasn't in the building, but I remember I was sitting there watching every second of that. Most of Ali's end of his career, I watched all of that. And to see what these dudes are doing now, it's tragic.
Totally agree.
It is.
With a lot of it.
It's tragic. I mean, I know I'm babbling on, but y'all, man, y'all got to feel me today. This is tragic what's going on. And then you have dudes saying, I'll fight anybody. My son's the greatest fighter in the world. We want everybody. Oh, we're going to 147. What's Mario Barrios doing? I mean, you're supposed to be the best fighter in the world. Why are you worried about what Mario Barrios doing? You should be talking about Terence or Boots. And same thing with Tank. Tank, to me, is the baddest 135 dude. He should be like Shakur. You ready? I mean, he might should take a bump before that because he hasn't fought in a minute. But the next fight should be Shakur or should be Frank Martin. I don't want to see you fight Pitbull or some dude from England, man. Come on, y'all. So it's like if people need to stop buying this, letting these cats get away with this, man. You know, it's just crazy. It's like, and then like we all talk about Terence because we most of you two and me are Arrow guys, but you gotta admit Terence is trying to do the right thing right now. He's trying to fight the guy that they say is the baddest guy.
You can't knock. We've never said that you can knock Terence Crawford for his desire to fight Canelo Alvarez. It makes total sense for him.
I'm loving it.
Same thing.
I'm loving it, y'all. But at the same time, David Benavidez is saying that he's who he is, and they can't get into a Canelo fight. He should be saying, "I want David Morello out of Beterbiev or Bivol." He should be saying, "I want them dudes. I'm supposed to be the monster. I'm not gonna be, you know." And he proved me right. I mean, he proved right fighting Boo Boo because people was wanting to see that. But his next fight's got to be Morel or Benavidez, Beterbiev winner. He can't if he don't get Canelo. Who can it be? There's nobody else at 168 that should be graced the ring with him. It's like, so that's how boxing has to be now. Because I think Morel will fight Benavidez if they make that fight. So Benavidez should be wanting Morel because Canelo's not going to fight him. Canelo's going to fight Jaime McGee. Y'all watch, it's coming. Because the way they were talking about, oh, look how good he looked. You know what I'm saying? It's coming, y'all. Y'all got to know that because he's going to break his Mexican stance and he's going to fight Jaime McGee. But, I mean, nobody was calling in, so I had to come in and rant some more, man. Give me that FSU good, style, man. Y'all have a good one.
All right, appreciate you, fam.
Peace, well.
All right, man. I think we're going to shut down the phone lines. We didn't get as many calls as we would expect, but that was probably because we came in a little bit earlier today, Jay.
Early.
Yeah, I know you got to wrap it up very soon as well. I just want to, say thank you to everybody in the chat that participated. And then as far as activities concerned, thanks to Oleksandr Wilson, who gave $5, Ian Demas, $19.99, Noonier Biz, $4.99, Big Herm, $4.99.
None of your business, man.
Ian Demas, $1.99, Big Herm, $1.99, and Watch for the Hook, $2. Appreciate all you guys and the support that you've given the channel today. We hope that you guys continue to support the channel and appreciate and understand what it is that we're trying to do here from an AM Sports Media perspective. If you guys think I'm a hater, then I'm okay with that as well. Because it's just an open environment for people to come to the channel and just talk about the fight game and their favorite fighters. And I wish everybody did understand that, but unfortunately everybody doesn't always understand that's the main goal. They're too busy living vicariously through somebody else to understand what it is that we're trying to accomplish here. And that's okay too. So I think that's pretty much all I got. Jay, anything else you got, fam?
Yeah. I mean, next week we'll decide what time we'll go next Sunday, just because of Super Bowl weekend. So we might pivot to a different day or earlier on Sunday. So we'll be on the lookout for those in the community notes section. Also, we do have a good fight coming up this week with Jermaine Ortiz and Tszyu. That's on a Thursday night. So we might be doing some things for that as well. But we definitely be doing our predictions on that and then going over other boxing news. And hopefully some other stuff comes up as far as matches for PBC scheduling. And hopefully that has nothing to do with Conor Ben and a Tank.
Yep. All right, guys. Well, we'll catch you guys next time. Be on the lookout for content dropping all this week. Of course, we still got some more content coming from the good brother Greg Hackett. Great interview with Greg Hackett. Some more is coming out this week in regards to that. And, of course, we'll be doing more content as usual. Till next time, folks. Peace. Yeah, that was a solid